Hey, who rules the Western world? I mean, who decides what we are supposed to believe and how we are supposed to treat foreign nations such as Russia and China? Who sets out Western foreign policy? I ask this question because you get the sense that Putin, the president of Russia, is himself in charge of his own foreign policy, meaning he does his own thinking and sets out the policy for Russia and the Russians. He tells people what to believe and how to act toward the West. But who in the Western world, who in Europe or North America are truly in charge of our joint strategy toward Russia and China? We know that in Europe, no one is in charge because Europeans simply are told what to do by the Americans. Our European journalists and European politicians are just puppets who are paid to tell people what to believe. They certainly don't do their own thinking. Mark Rutte of the Netherlands, Olaf Scholz of Germany, Emmanuel Macron, Liz Truss, Rishi Sunak, all these people are Pinocchios. They are puppets on a string. They don't do their own thinking. So who does? And to answer that question, I remember reading a book by Zbigniew Brzezinski, who wrote a book in which he, almost 30 or 40 years ago, already laid out exactly how we could destroy the Russian economy, to overthrow it, break up Russia, and then isolate China. The strategy for what is going on right now has been thought of many decades before. Okay, so I wanted to know, what kind of a job did Brzezinski have? Who did he work for? Well, turns out this guy, Brzezinski, was the United States National Security Advisor. The US National Security Council is where they write or publish the national security strategy, which determines how we are all supposed to treat Russia and China, and also what to believe about the world in order to motivate us to act in the right way. So I wanted to know who exactly are the authors of the national security strategy. In 2002, it was Paul Wolfowitz and Scooter Libby, or Louis Libby. Under Donald Trump, it was Nadia Shadlow. And under the recent Democrat presidents, Obama and Joe Biden, the national security strategy was written by anonymous, or what I mean to say is it was attributed to the presidents themselves, but we know they didn't write it because they are puppets. Just like the European prime ministers and the European leaders are puppets. The US presidents are also Pinocchios on a string. So I've got a little quiz question for you. Can you guess who are the authors of the national security strategy under Biden and Obama? Why wouldn't they want their names to be known? The answer should be very simple and very obvious. I know I've got a very high IQ, but I'll let you think about it for 2 seconds. Try to think it out. Try to think it up. It's not that hard. The reason why the NSS, the National Security Strategy under Obama and Biden, is published anonymously or attributed to the presidents is because Republican authors wrote the strategy. What kind of Republican authors? The answer is, it's Zionists. Zionist people with a strong affiliation